What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're here for episode 20 of our Madden 26 Vegas Raiders franchise mode, where today all eyes are on the divisional round. The Vegas Raiders earn the 1 seed this season, going 14-3, sitting atop the AFC West, able to hold off the Kansas City Chiefs. A division, 3 playoff teams. So without a shadow of a doubt, the most competitive division in the AFC. We sit atop that. We have, Tennessee had a nice season. Baltimore had a nice season. The Buffalo Bills were right behind us. At least they pressured us to ensure that, the game was weird. The final game was a little bit weird, the regular season. You can barely see it right there. We beat the Browns 35-27. We got up early, pulled all of our starters, let Daniel Jones go out there. Browns got back into the game. Daniel Jones helped that with a pick six. Luckily, and I stuck with that decision. We let Daniel Jones and the backups kind of secure that victory, see that one over the line to secure the 1 seed, which allowed us to kick our feet up and rest during the wild card round and await our opponent, the New England Patriots, here in the divisional round. Patriots 85 overall across the board. They went 9-8 on the season. Offensively, not particularly scary. Defensively, could be a problem. Top 10 in points allowed per game. Well, what's more concerning is they are the #1 pass defense in the league, led by Christian Gonzalez, who's playing the corner position better than anybody. Their 30th ranked rush offense, with how good we know Ashton Jeanty is, we can solve this puzzle, I think. But before we get into the game, just the first piece of business, I didn't mean to blue ball you guys. But at the end of the last episode, we went through the stats. We looked at all of our player stats. We looked at the stats of players, I believe we did, around the league. Like, I like keeping the lore up and the immersion up around like everything that's going on. Where we got like Josh Allen threw more touchdowns than Kyle Clary, but Kyle Clary's right up there. I'll do this very quickly just in case I didn't. I think for Kyle Clary, he threw a little bit too many interceptions to bring home some hardware this offseason with 13 picks, and that's on me. Threw a bunch of dog crap interceptions. Running the football, it is Ashton Jeanty. Now, this obviously number was heavily inflated from earlier in this season when we were slider testing and the run game was absolutely broken. But that wasn't my fault. That's the fault of EA, so I don't really have a whole lot of shame when it comes to that department. But here are all of our 1,000-yard, not a lot of 1,000-yard rushers this season. Now, we have, look, a lot of these guys have missed games. 14 games for Mixon. From a touchdown standpoint, Jeanty also had the lead there with 20. Lamar Jackson with 15 rushing touchdowns at quarterback is very crazy to see. Receiving, Khalil Shakir tends to be, at least in this world, in this sim, he's kind of run the score up. Deontay Thornton, 2nd place in receiving yards. That would have been cool to get the receiving crown there. But here are all of our 1,000-yard receivers, which we had a bunch of them on our roster. Brock Bowers, most productive tight end in the league this year. Not surprising, he's also the best tight end in the league. We got Jameson Williams and Mitch Howard right next to one another as well. Just missing. Oh, that would have been cool to see John Mechie go over 1,000, if I'm being honest with you. From a receiving touchdown standpoint, Calvin Austin. Ooh, shout out when we had Calvin Austin way back in our Cardinals main channel franchise series, where we moved him to running back, and he was such a fun player to use. We have, from a blocking standpoint, he's a backup. This was a year that not one player pitched a shutout and allowed 0 sacks. You gotta remember, a year ago, our left tackle, Colton Miller, 0 sacks, got a superstar dev off of it. Maybe Gilmore might get something, just because the game has to give it to somebody, which would be crazy, because he was just a star dev UDFA guard that we signed. But he's top of the list. Maybe that will just somehow, someway give it. That'd be pretty nuts. Defensively, Terrell Bernard, 162 tackles, leads the NFL. Last year, really every year except this year in this series, we've had a leading tackler, or at least like in the top 5, but we did shorten our quarters by 4 minutes. We're trying to fix some of the high scores and all that stuff, and I think that's probably the biggest area that we saw that take effect is our total tackle numbers, which isn't the end of the world. Jalen Walker with 21 sacks on the year. That's cool to see, fresh blood playing like that in this league. Hines Allen was a beast. Obviously, Maxx Crosby is an incredible talent. Jermaine Johnson has put all together. Philly got a D tackle with 16 sacks. That's pretty pretty nuts, all things considered. Here are all the guys that got double-digit sacks on the year. From an interception standpoint, it's Kenny Moore, the nickel corner with 6 picks, 5-5. Levy right there, look at that. Levy and Chin. Riley Moss is up there. That's pretty crazy. But that's 3 minutes to explain that I didn't show the award winners. Everyone's like, who won MVP C4? I don't know how I forgot that. I'm going to act like I planned to put it in this episode all along because this episode's a little bit shorter because it's only going to be one game. So let's take a look at the yearly awards. And, man, we were trying to win the MVP with Ashton Jeanty. He was MVP pre-patch or pre-sliders. It's rare for a non-quarterback to win MVP. It's a quarterback award. When Kyle Clary finishes ahead of Ashton Jeanty, that's how you know you got a problem. Jeanty has what, 2,200 yards, and we're talking almost 30 touchdowns. Right? 8th. We'll round down 1,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, and then we'll round up another 600. So that's, 1,200 yards, 29 touchdowns. Still not even, he doesn't even get like the Heisman. He wouldn't even get invited to the ceremony. That's ridiculous. He's like, let's just give it to Patrick Mahomes. What kind of year did he have? How on earth is a quarterback who didn't have great yards by his standpoint, 35 touchdowns, 3 picks, and he got another 3 there. It wasn't even like the Chiefs were like undefeated. Like if Kansas City went undefeated, then I'd be like, okay, so they weighed his team performance. That is like a modest Patrick Mahomes Madden season. And Jeanty with almost 30 touchdowns. One of those areas I do appreciate. When you get Madden on PC, one of the most notable things that you'll notice is they actually give MVP to the best player with how they mod franchise mode. Like I've seen edge rushers get it. Like when edge rushers have those ridiculous 30 sack, 25 sack season, they are a lock to win MVP. Probably how it should be. But we did get Coach of the Year going to Pat Phoenix. Who else? One of the best play callers that the league has ever seen. One of the most explosive offenses that the league has ever seen. Now, we'll quickly go through the NFC side because obviously it's not going to have any, drum roll. Let's see what Raiders are bringing home some hardware. So we got Calvin Austin winning Offensive Player of the Year. Jalen Walker with 21 sacks winning Defensive Player of the Year. He's probably going to win it unanimously. Manuel Colon, Offensive Rookie of the Year to the Lions. Landon Farley. Let's see, is there any player here that we're talking about drafting that we remember from the draft? I don't really remember any of those guys, or if any of those guys were on our short list. Defensive Rookie of the Year, so Landon Farley of the Saints. I don't really remember that. Bonner's probably the only one. He was a linebacker that I remember we had on the short list anyways to draft. Quarterback goes to Jordan Love. Running back Josh Jacobs. Calvin Austin wins wide receiver. Lineman goes to Sewell. D lineman Jalen Walker, linebacker Mac Wilson, Budda Baker with the DB. Man, a lot of Cardinals bringing home awards, and Harrison Mevis wins Kicker of the Year. So the AFC Offensive Player of the Year goes to Ashton Jeanty. At least one of these award categories does seem to value a player getting almost 30 touchdowns, non-quarterback, which is pretty awesome to see. We also had Dante Thornton Jr. coming in the top 10 for this list. Defensive Player of the Year goes to Maxx Crosby. It was Josh Hines-Allen going into the last episode, the last 4 games, but Maxx Crosby got, I think, 3 sacks, 3.5 sacks, something like that, in our final 4 games, and that has leapfrogged him to another Defensive Player of the Year award. Won it a year prior. We had no one else on the short list. I thought we had a couple more players that maybe deserve some recognition there. Gilbert Lowry, I believe he's the quarterback, wins Offensive Rookie of the Year for the Jets. Again, looking like, did we have any of these players? I mean, we're more so worried about the defensive side of the ball. So maybe some of those defensive guys' names will be a little more common. Amari Harris, a edge rusher, wins it for the Patriots, just beating out Channing Pearman. But Pearman missed 3 games. I think we all can admit if he would have played a full 17-game season, I don't know if it's necessarily be fair to say he would run away with Defensive Rookie of the Year, but I think he would have got it. Guerrero coming in at number 7, which is cool to see. Nathan Nails at number 10. And I'm going to be honest, I'm not, overly familiar with a lot of these guys' names, which means they're probably all first-round picks that we weren't even considering drafting. Quarterback of the Year goes to Patrick Mahomes. Kyle Clary in his first full year as a starter coming in at number 4. And again, I think if we just tune those interceptions down a little bit, that's definitely what's holding him back in this award. as obviously his yards and touchdowns are as good as anybody, but his interceptions are as bad as some of the bottom tier quarterbacks in the league. Jeanty runs away with running back of the year. Wide receiver of the year, Khalil Shakir wins that award with Dante Thornton Jr. coming in at number 3. We have lineman of the year going to Peralta. Caleb Rogers is up there. Obviously, this is a award that can sometimes be a little buggy. Rogers at 3. Our first round pick, John Falk, at 5. We have Parham and Jackson Powers Johnson at 8-9. I mean, you know what? That's what makes no sense. He's a backup. But you know what? He played a lot. He's a first round player. Literally was backup for every single position on our line. So maybe that's why I'll create the narrative in my head that like they want to value that versatility. Maxx Crosby runs away with defensive lineman of the year. We have linebacker of the year going to Patrick Queen with Pyramid at number 7. Again, doesn't miss those 3 games. He is for sure kind of pushing up this list just a little bit. DB of the year goes to Kenny Moore. Jeremy Chin just missing out on the award number 2. And he was a guy, again, I think when we were kind of coming into this season, we don't have that first round pick. And we're like, well, what players could maybe be expendable? One was Bryce Kirkland, our nose tackle, who just earned and hit on a superstar dev trait scenario in season and was our second leading pass rusher. And I think a lot of people would consider Jeremy Chin as another kind of surplus requirement player. And he was incredible this year with 5 picks and made plays all over the field, which was pretty badass. Levy coming in at number 7 in DB of the Year award. And we win Kicker of the Year going to our superstar generational kicker that we hit. Well, you guys hit the chat on the during the draft. Jay Hawkinson bringing home some award. And even though there's no returner of the year, we know Kitchens is also returner of the year. Made the Pro Bowl for that. So before we get to our weekly strategy, let's get a quick snapshot of what the Patriots are working with. What do they got? 3,800 yards, 31 touchdowns, 7 picks, 62% completion percentage. They've given up 56 sacks on Drake May this season. Drake May, very talented quarterback. I am a fan of Drake May. He was my quarterback 1 that year. Really, a lot of talent. I think the issue for him is like the talent around him might not still be the best here in New England. We got Trayvon Henderson, who athletically is certainly a problem, but generally that is a very meh rushing attack, which I'm at least going to take the assumption that they're not going to try and run the football like crazy. But you know what? Maybe Henderson, he missed 7 games due to injury, so I mean that could be a player that's itching to go here in the playoffs. Receiving, they had no 1,000-yard receivers, but their wide receiver 1 is Stephon Diggs, just under double digits. They have Kyle Williams. They have DeMario Pop Douglas. Hunter Henry's still there. I'm not, the worry for me is defensively. Their defense is very good. This is where, if they win, it's probably because their defense makes it very tough for us. 12 sacks for the rookie of Mary Harris, who won Defensive Rookie of the Year. Barmore with 11.5. Keon White's still there. They got Milton Williams, who's an absolute problem. And these pass defense, that is... you might as well just assume he's a 99 overall, put him on an island, will lock down. That's going to be a hell of a battle. I don't know how many times. They're definitely going to put him on Dante Thornton. This might need to be a Jameson Williams game for those shot plays downfield that we're going to be looking for. Okay. Oh, I'm glad we looked at those stats, because now looking at who's out for this game, they're going to be down Trayvon Henderson. That injury still continued. Peppers... probably is still the starter. Obviously, I think I started the series before he got released. Milton Williams is going to be out. That is probably their highest rated player on the defensive side of the ball that plays, in that front 7. Damn, injury bug hitting the... I mean, that's why you embrace and you appreciate keeping out the wild card round. I'm going to assume, just to make me feel better about it, maybe the Milton Williams injury happened during the wild card round. They're losing bodies on their playoff journey, and we haven't been healthier. But, he's back. Let's go. No injury status players, which means Colton Miller has returned to the starting line. I don't know how many games he missed. 4? 5? Somewhere in that range. Losing our starting left tackle, the reigning lineman of the year in the AFC. He is back for this playoff game. He is back for the playoff run. So for our game plan this week, we are going to go mano a mano. We are going to go with Island Kings on the defensive side of the ball. I probably could upgrade that to tier 4, but whatever. We're going to go focus because the Patriots are so... Their advantage of this one is their defense. I want to go a little bit heavy on the offense ability. So we're going to go field general, interior dominating, people movers, and trimmed edges. All right, here we go. Big time matchup. Playoffs. Don't worry. I'm not going to forget to bring up the start time of off-season stream number 3, because it's not going to be today. we're going to go and win. Now, I'm a little nervous. Usually, if I had to have a preference, I'd love to play like a playoff game. End of the day, kids are in bed. Pre-salad, you know what I'm saying? This is first thing in the morning, cracked an energy drink. I'm feeling good, though. Vibes are high. We just got to, you know, it's going to be tough going against that defense. In my opinion, though, we got to make it hard on Drake May and that Patriots offense. I know we're going to score points, but our defense is too damn good to let them score points. Let's see if we can start this thing off with a Kitchens kickoff return for a touchdown. The best return man in the NFL this year. Made the Pro Bowl as a rookie. Damn. You know what also I want to see? I want to see a pissed off Ashton Jeanty. This is a guy that got robbed for the MVP. The league just decided, let's keep the status quo here. Let's give it to Joe Burrow. And look at that block, Jackson Powers Johnson. We're starting out right. I want an Ashton Jeanty that wants to prove the league's a bunch of idiots. That running backs do matter. And running backs can be absolute game changers. He subs out after a couple big-time runs, and we know, here's our trust in Keaton Mitchell. Oh, he's so fast. Gets to the edge. 3 plays, and we are 2 yards shy of a perfect opening drive. Let's see if maybe we get a double team there on Barmore. Oh, I hate that play. Let the linebacker come around. Let's try a run again. I'd love to be able to punch this in without having to run the C4 special. But, see, that's what happens. You don't run the C4 special. You lose 5, and now we're in a clear throwing situation. Let's go Z-spot. We have Jeanty out the backfield. Don't want to stop. I mean, now, I don't even want to entertain. We're going to get this. Oh, Brock Bowers! If he did what I think he just did, he might have just grabbed that over the head of Mapu, the safety. That is such a risky throw. Ho, 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 ho. That was sick. Well, that first drive, that played to like status quo. The Patriots have a very good pass defense, so we run the football. They have one of the worst rushing defenses in the league. And that whole first drive, like, it checks out. Everything checked out. The vibes checked out. I can't ask for a better experience on the sticks. Like, if it's difficult throwing the football, I'm going to go, okay, that makes sense. Oh, look at that, Pearman. If it's easy running the football, that makes sense. You are what you say you are. Get that out of here. That is just what a cowardly vanilla response drive from Vrabel and the boys. Give me the ball back. Oh my God. The 30th rank. Are they 30th or 32nd? One of the two, man. This is going to be a long day. And the best part about this is if our game plan is going to be attack them on the ground, it is going to chew the game clock up. And they're not really like a shot. They don't even have a 1,000-yard player. You know, they're a nickel and dime. They're way down the field offense. So if they get behind the sticks, and we're getting ahead of the sticks because we're dominating time of possession by running the football, it's going to be a long day. We want to stall out here. 3rd and 7, hot start. Got to capitalize. Need points here. Said Mitch Howard in motion. Got him. That's a good throw. Honestly, great job by the offensive line, giving us time to take that long for him to get open. Ooh, okay. an eye on that. Brock Bowers holding his wrist. Now he's working out on the side. That's fine. Not too many teams go from, oh man, we're losing Brock Bowers to like, oh yeah, we got Winters out there now. We got a 6'7" X Factor tight end. That anytime Christian Gonzalez is not on Thornton, we're gonna have to target him. So we'll substitute in. We'll go with Winters, and Brock Bowers comes back when he's ready. But I just hope that's not the beginning of like this whole playoff run. If we win, Brock Bowers is gonna be in and out of the lineup because of that injury. Another one? Damn it, we're dropping like flies. Take the points here. I'll go house rule in effect and go with what coach wants. I'd like to go for it, but, you know, down 2 starters with injuries, probably best just to stack the points there on that drive. The matchup we need to win. Maxx Crosby here. Who the hell's the right tackle? Huh. I don't love that. I don't love that is a gimme interception, and we're not bringing that down. Like, these are opportunities. There's going to come a time where it's going to feel like these guys are unstoppable. And we need to make sure that when it's not that time, we are maximizing our opportunities. And dropping a pick like that is a failure to do so. Settling for a field goal is a failure to do so. We got a 3rd and 2 right now. No! Dude. I know Jamal, like, is that, like that play right there, right? I was spying. Is it agility? Is that change of direction and agility? Is like, would that make my user, like, be able to kind of stick with it? Fuck! Like, I need whatever, because I don't, you know, Jamal Adams is getting up there in age a little bit. Like, if he had, let's just say, like, as twitched up agility and change of direction, would he feel like that much more, I don't know what the word would be, like responsive when you got to make that quick decision? Because it just feels like it's so, from my brain going, this quarterback's running it, to my linebacker like going to get that quarterback right. It feels like there's like a little bit of a lag that I wish wasn't there. Oh, there we go. Nice little spot there. 80 yards already for Jeanty. I don't know what the playoff rushing yard record is. We might have a chance here today. Especially if this is how the Patriots run defense is. And for us, man, it was like, okay, we run Jeanty into the ground a little bit. But when Keaton Mitchell comes in, it's not like, all right, we got to, you know, survive until Jeanty's, you know, stamina, he's recovered a little bit and gets back. You know, I'm perfectly fine with Keaton Mitchell out there and keeping our foot on the gas, running the football. We had a crucial 3rd and 3 here. Middle of the field. Oh, God damn it. I'd love to see Coach go for it. Let's go. C4 special, 4th and 3. Go to the left. Worst run defense in the league. Worst run defense in the playoffs, at least. And look at it, showing up on full display. Oh, here's one. Shermanator's in at running back. And Shermanator's in! 2-time Pro Bowler. 2 years in the league. Running behind the big 6'7" Darnell Washington at full. That was it. Just an all-out power unit. Hell yeah, boys. What an effort. I mean, you're the Patriots. You got to feel pretty bad about that. We had a backup 3rd string, 4th string run game. No stopping us. Give me that. Oh, come on. Another one. Darian Porter with an excellent, that's in my paper, if I'm keeping score at home, that is 2 drop picks by the Raiders. Oh, that's PBU! Holy shit! What a PBU! Let's go! Marching our way downfield. Taking our own little nickel and dime approach. Worked pretty well. Smashers, 2nd and 4, 30 seconds, clock's running. Don't want to give the Patriots any time. Down to 1. Ooh, I think we know. I think we know a player right now. That'd be pretty funny if this could be kind of become his game. Shermanator. Oh, they're blocking up the right gaps there. But he is in. 2nd touchdown for the fullback. And somewhere, you know, Bill Belichick, who despises the Patriots nowadays. He's probably had the biggest smirk on his face. Shermanator with the 2nd touchdown. And that is a huge score for the Raiders, giving us all the momentum going into the second half. Optimism, if you're watching this as a Patriots fan, is they get the ball to start the second half. So if they can do something with this, get everything jump-started. And I will say, I'm looking at the bottom of the ticker right now. It's kind of blocked by the webcam. The Chiefs lose. Buffalo beats the Kansas City Chiefs, so it eliminates the Chiefs in the playoffs, and anytime that happens, feels pretty good. Even though, I mean, that's just saying, like, oh, yeah, one super unstoppable human quarterback to another. But at least it's not KC. I'd be a little bored. It's like, oh, we got to play the Chiefs again. Sick. But we're getting a little far ahead of ourselves here, man. Again, Patriots have a good drive. If they can find a way to get 7, we got ourselves a game here in the second half. Another PBU, man. DeAndre Levy. So the whole thing, and I'm saying this is we still have one of the worst defenses in the league. But all it takes, fellas, for your defensive backs to, like, make plays is you just got to have them be 99-man coverage and a superstar X factor and 6'5". Not hard, right? Those grow, that grows on trees. 3rd and 8. Predict it's a pass. I'm going to go, let's go Maxx Crosby here. Going up against Campbell. Mad Max wins. Oh, let's go! I don't know if that's going to go as a PBU or a drop. Lovely going to read. That's on another week. That is a walk-off touchdown for Drake May. I think that was Kyle Williams. Defense gets out the field. Do we test Gonzalez? I feel like J-Mo on the other side is probably where we want to go. Next. We got ourselves a 33 on the 19. Great drive here. We send J-Mo in motion. Actually, I want to try to get this to him. Looks like an interesting route. Take the points. Don't put that in harm's way. Oh my God. Can't gloat too much about that. Threw it right to Pyramid, the rookie, the runner-up for defensive rookie. I mean, we have the 2 defensive rookie candidates here. And ours is making the plays here today. I mean, points on this drive here, and we are going to be, you know, pulling our starters. You know what? On the one, I think we get him a hat trick if we can. Shermanator on 2 touchdowns today. This is for Bill Belichick. Give him the hat trick. Gronk smashes it as well. And then you got a man of, you know, I wish it was a little bit more competitive. I don't even say that game felt like pre-sliders challenge. That was probably, in the discussion for the worst rush defense in the league, making the playoffs and going up against the best rushing offense in the league. Perfect storm of terrible for the Patriots in this one. And to top it all off, you had a pissed off Ashton Jeanty who got robbed for NFL MVP. You got a fullback who's hungry to get to the end zone. And just look at this performance. Kyle Clary was perfect. 282 yards, 82% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, which was huge, in a game that, it's the league's best passing defense. And maybe they limited our explosives a little bit, but it was the run game. Jeanty, 175 yards. We got the hat trick of touchdowns from the Shermanator. Brock Bowers was productive. Dante Thornton got some. J-Mo with the huge shot play touchdown was huge. Defensively was just kind of like, I don't want to say it was going through the motions, but the game got so out of hand that the Patriots offense became so one-dimensional. Channing Peterman there with the interception that was thrown right to him, but the big thing for me, those 2 PBUs for Dontrell Levy. He definitely is getting the game ball, I think, on the defensive side of the ball. Of that game, I think Sherman got robbed for Offensive Player of the Week. Goes to Josh Allen, but Peterman gets it for as gimme of an interception as you're going to see, but I won't complain. But the matchup has been set. Super Bowl on the line, the 1 and 2 seed in the AFC. What more could you ask for at Allegiant Stadium? We get the home game. We host the Buffalo Bills. They have a slight advantage when it comes to their defense. They have the top 5 offense, top 10 passing offense, very balanced offense. Top 10 pretty much both running and throwing the football. Defensively, they average about a touchdown less a game. Their pass defense is very good, but kind of similarly to the Patriots, their run defense is a little suspect, and that's probably going to be where we want to take advantage. But that is going to be for the next episode, which won't be too long like now because we're just doing like these one-offs for the playoff journey. I can guarantee every other day will be a new Raiders episode. So what day is today? Today is Wednesday. I will see you back here again on Friday for the AFC Championship game. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. Hope you're loving the series and what my biased opinion thinks. It's the best Madden 26 franchise mode here going on YouTube. If it is your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Leave a comment, even if just for the YouTube algorithm to help out this video. And I'll see you back here in the next one. Till that time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out, love ya.